Hello and welcome to Extra Madness on Ion Radio. I'm Ken, and we'll be going through the action here on Table 4 in the first round. This matchup is between SD Post 1969 with Admiral Ackbar and Ghost with Grand Moff Tarkin. I've been flying Ackbar competitively recently, and I have a soft spot for Tarkin, so this should be an interesting battle. Let's take a look at both fleets and then get into the action. Coming in at 300 points is SD Post 1969's Admiral Ackbar fleet. Ackbar is on a CR-90 Corvette A with turbo laser reroute circuits and Jaina's Light. The second ship is an assault frigate Mark II-B with intel officer, gunnery team, electronic countermeasures, and enhanced armament. There is a second CR-90 Corvette A with turbo laser reroute circuits, and a GR-75 medium transport flotilla with CommsNet. For squadrons, Lieutenant Blount leads the charge with 3 Z-95 headhunters in tow. Coming in at 300 points is Ghost's Grand Moff Tarkin fleet. Tarkin is on a Victory II class Star Destroyer with Minister Tua, disposable capacitors, XI-7 turbo lasers, SW-7 ion batteries, the Haro title, electronic countermeasures, and projection experts. The second ship is also a Victory II class Star Destroyer with Emperor Palpatine, Gunnery Chief Varnillion, disposable capacitors, XI-7 turbo lasers, SW-7 ion batteries, and the Dominator title. For squadrons, an interesting pair with TIE interceptors of Sienna Ree and Vault Scaris. Both fleets were at 300 points. Ackbar fleet, this is SD Post, won the roll-off and elected to go second. Choices for Ghost and Grand Moff Tarkin were Opening Salvo, Contested Outpost, and Solar Corona. Solar Corona was selected, and the board was put out as such. Obstacles were placed along with ships based on Ed's Armada robot. Speeds have been pre-selected. Here's the board as it stands after deployment. Starting with Tarkin. Tarkin is on Haro. This is the one on the right side at speed 2. The other Victory 2 is on the left with Gunnery Chief Varnillion. A red die is set to a blank. Tarkin's fleet has 2 pass tokens. Admiral Ackbar's fleet. Ackbar is on the far left in Jaina's Light, moving at speed 3. The other CR-90 and the assault frigate are both moving at speed 2, and the GR-75 is in the rear at speed 1. Imperial squadrons, Sienna Ree is on the asteroid field with Vault Scaris backing her up. For squadrons, Lieutenant Blount is on the right-hand flank with 3 generic Z-95s in formation. Solar Corona is on the Rebel left, Imperial right, or the top of your screen. Let's begin turn 1. For this game, we're going to run through movement and slow the action down during attack sequences and complicated maneuvers. At the end of round 1, the Empire moves forward, keeping their squadrons within medium range of both Star Destroyers. Rebel ships begin their flanking maneuvers to force the Solar Corona effect. Z-95s engage the pair of Imperial Aces while Lieutenant Blount stays in a support role. No ships are within weapons range. During the Dominator's activation, we activate a squadron. Sienna Ree does 2 damage, to the nearby Z-95. The assault frigate attacks the Dominator at long range. Exhausting its brace token due to Emperor Palpatine, the initial roll generates 2 crits on 4 dice. Using Intel Officer on the Victory's brace, Admiral Ackbar adds in yet another crit, spending the Concentrate Fire token, converting a blank into a hit, totaling 4 with crits. 3 of these are redirected to the port shield, taking it down and leaving 2 on the front shield. With gunnery teams, the assault frigate fires at Vault Scaris, the only enemy squadron in range, and misses. Tarkin activates, showing disposable capacitors and a nav dial. Spending his repair token, Projection Experts moves 2 shields to the Dominator. The squadron activation with the token, Vault Scaris is able to take out a Z-95. The first shot is an obstructed shot out of the side, dropping a red die. The blue die is lost due to solar corona, and a single hit is scored, taken on the assault frigate's shield. Second shot is clear from the front at the assault frigate. Losing in accuracy to the solar corona, 6 hits are rolled against the assault frigate. Even with an evade and redirect, because of the XI-7s, a single internal hit gets through. The CR-90 strikes out at the side of the Harrow. The shot just makes it into the forward arc of the Victory Star Destroyer. With Ackbar, a Concentrate Fire dial, and turbo laser reroute circuits, 5 hits with crits are shown on all the red dice. A brace and redirect drops the port shield, leaving the forward shield at 1. Round 3. Dominator activates first again and shows disposable capacitors. Sienna Ree starts around, destroying the nearby Z-95, making the score now 14-0 in favor of Tarkin. The long-range shot to the CR-90 generates 2 doubles, a hit, and 3 accuracies. After losing one of the accuracies to Solar Corona, the double is swapped out for the blank with Gunnery Chief Varnillion. The Confire dial and token are then used, adding a blue die, rolling an accuracy, and re-rolling the blank from Varnillion into a crit. The Dominator title is then utilized, adding 2 more blue dice. Both of them are hits. Spending the 2 accuracies on the evades on the Corvette, a total of 7 damage hits the CR-90. With no options to defend, the Rebel Corvette is destroyed. Updated score is now 65-0 Tarkin. Harrow now activates, sending Vault Scaris to destroy another Z-95. An obstructed long-range shot yields no results as the lone hit is evaded. The assault frigate returns fire, intelling the brace on Harrow. After Ackbar adds in his dice, a total of 7 hits with a crit are realized. It becomes necessary for Harrow to toss its brace and redirect 3 of the remaining 4 hits to the starboard side. This eliminates the fore and starboard shields, but avoids any additional hits onto the hull. Jaina's Light is next, and takes a nav dial. Firing out the side, she delivers 3 hits with TRCs to the front of Tarkin's flagship. With no usable defense tokens, these go directly to the hull, leaving the Harrow on 4 hits remaining. For the squadron phase, Lieutenant Blount is able to score a single hit on Vault Scaris while evading the counter. Round 4. Grand Moff Tarkin issues out engineering tokens and then activates the Harrow, showing an engineering dial. With 6 repair points, 3 shields are brought back into the forward arc. First shot is at the assault frigate. It is obstructed, and with Solar Corona, no hits are scored. The second shot, against Ackbar's CR-90, is partially evaded, but a single hit does impact the starboard shield. Dominator fires on the CR-90, adding a die with its Confire dial. Swapping a blank out for the double with Gunnery Chief Varnillion, 5 hits are shown with 2 crits included. Tossing the spent evade to cancel the double and a crit. Also using the redirect, the 4 shield on the Corvette is now at 1. Right side shield is completely gone. The assault frigate attacks the forward hull zone of Tarkin's Victory Star Destroyer. An initial obstructed roll of 3 red and 1 blue generates 5 hits. 2 of the red dice are doubles. After using Intel Officer on one of the redirects, Ackbar's 2 red dice came up with another hit, and after confiring in another red, 7 total hits with the crit are scored, exactly what is required to destroy the Victory. This updates the score to 145 to 72 in favor of Ackbar. Jaina's Light attacks the Dominator, spending the evade because of Palpatine. The 4 damage rolled, along with the 2 accuracies blocking the redirects, is then braced to 2 and taken on the forward shield. During the squadron phase, Sienna moves for a possible attack next round and is unable to fire. Vault Scaris keeps Blount locked down, not able to fire during the squadron phase. Not wanting to deal with the 4-die counter, Lieutenant Blount activates, does not fire, and we end round 4. Round 5. Dominator fires at long range against the assault frigate. With only 1 hit and a blank, it elects to wait for the next attack to spend the Confire dial. The second attack is against the GR-75 transport. The initial roll into the Solar Corona shows 4 hits. The Confire adds in a red accuracy blocking the scatter. Spending both front shields and adding 2 blue dice, another accuracy is rolled, eliminating the GR-75, updating the score to 145 to 92 in favor of Ackbar. Jaina's Light activates, showing a concentrate fire dial. The long-range shot out the side at the front of the Victory is clear and unobstructed. 1 red die, plus Ackbar's 2 dice, a Confire die, and turbo laser reroute circuits shows 4 hits while blocking the brace. Dominator redirects 3 of this damage to its remaining shield and takes the crit. The crit is comms noise, and Dominator is now at speed 0. The assault frigate fires at the Dominator at long range. After adding in Ackbar dice and the Confire die, there is a total of 6 crits. These are 6 of the 7 required to destroy the Victory. The crit? Structural damage. This destroys the victory and tables the Empire. No squadrons attack. The game ends here. The final score on Table 4 for SD Post, a total of 300 points due to the tabling. Very lucky with exact shots on Tarkin's victory and the structural damage for Dominator. Ghost destroyed 92 points of ships. This results in a 9-2 win for SD Post and Admiral Ackbar with a margin of victory of 208. Moving to the tournament scoreboard, SD Post 1969 has taken top position, while Ghost is currently sitting in last for the moment. There are still 4 matches to play in this first round, and no guarantees yet that any of the bottom 4 are to be eliminated. Until next time, I'm Ken, and stay tuned for the next matchup on Extra Madness here on Ion Radio.